So you want to learn how to budget your money. First, I just want to say congratulations, and you're taking a huge step into your life and hopefully able to achieve financial freedom in the future. So in today's episode, I am going to take a look at a report by CNBC. They talk about ways to budget your money if you make $50,000 per year. If you don't make $50,000 per year, don't stop watching this video. It doesn't matter if you make less or more. The overall information can really help you out into your step for financial freedom. On today's episode, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share things I do like about this plan. We're also going to learn what the plan is. And finally, I'm going to talk about what I don't like about this plan. So again, congratulations on taking this step, right? It is amazing. And it will make a huge difference for you in the future. It has for me, right? Right now, let me just give you guys a quick summary of myself. My name is Jose Najarro. I'm an immigrant in this country, came here when I was 5, grew up in a very low income area. I came out with student debt. Even though my parents did help me out, pay with some amount to cash for college, I still had to come out with debt. When I came out, I knew nothing about investing. I pretty much didn't have much of a savings account, and I came out with student loans. So I right now, where I'm at, that was when I graduated at age of 21, 22. Right now, I'm 28. I have a 6-figure stock market portfolio. I also 6-figure account stock market portfolio. I also own a home where I have more equity in my home than debt, and I have a very nice amount of cash position in my bank account. So I didn't start till very late, and that's why it's not to brag, right? It's to tell you, hey, I know where you've been, right? I've been there in that low income area. I grew up there my whole life. I didn't know anything about investing. I didn't know anything about budgeting until the age of 20. And a few years later, it has really changed my life. So now let's take a look at this plan. So here I'll share the link to this article down below if you want to listen to it or watch it. But it tells you how to budget your money if you make $50,000. First, they use this tool called the 50-30-20% rule. So this 50-30-20% rule is pretty simple to understand. First, whatever you make a month after taxes, 50% goes into your needs. This is your housing, your food, transportation, basic utilities, insurance, minimum low payments, and childcare if you own a home, if you have a child, right? So that makes up 50%. The next 30% goes into your wants. 30%, this is your monthly subscription. If you pay for Hulu, for Netflix, for whatever. For travel, if you like to go out. For entertainment, let's say you enjoy music, you like to go to concerts, you like to go to movies. For eating out as well. Then 20% of your incomes goes into savings and debt. So this is into 3 buckets. This is into saving up an emergency fund, which I believe is a great thing. Saving for investments, right? That's another thing, even having your own form of investment account. And next, paying all debt, starting with high interest ones. So let me talk about what I like about this plan. First, this plan is great when you're starting off. It kind of gives you a form of balance, a starting place, a start. And that's what you need. So right now, what they do is pretty much write down all their expenses. And we're going to take a look at that. And that's where you should start off, having this plan and write off all your expenses, put your needs, how much you spend on rent, on car, on everything, on your wants, see how much you spend, and on savings, how much you're spending, and seeing how close you are to this 50-30-20 rule. Unfortunately, I would say most of you might not make it here. It might be off balance. Maybe you're spending more on wants, you're spending less on savings, maybe you might be spending more on needs. We're going to explain about how to fix those in a bit, but it's great that you started, right? At least now you know where you're making your mistakes, where you need to improve. Sometimes we hate doing budgets because it really shows us on paper, hey, we're freaking up right now. This is not what we should be doing. And we hate to be wrong, but it's a great start. Now we have this point where like, okay, we need to reduce our wants and need to start increasing our savings. Now we have to learn how to do that. So maybe let's start off with needs. If right now your needs make up more than 50% of your expenses, it's time to think of ways to decrease it. And there's 2 ways of doing that. The first is reducing your downsizing. Right here, they expect you to spend about $1,000 on rent. If you're spending more than $1,000 in rent right now, this is on New Jersey. I think you might have to think about either downsizing or looking for a roommate, right? Rent is probably the most expensive thing out there in this list that you probably. So if you're spending more than $1,000, it might be time to think about maybe downsizing to a smaller apartment or trying to look for roommates to really help you offset this cost. Next, car. They expect about $400 in car. Here, I'm assuming, because that's a pretty expensive car, $400 a month on the car. It's already including car insurance, car payments. If you're spending more than $400 on a car payment right now and not including car insurance, I believe the best thing to do is think about downsizing, right? I mean, there's some cheap cars, some great cars. For me, the Volkswagen Jetta is probably one of my favorite cars, and you can lease one for $179 a month. So it's not the biggest expensive car. It's great on gas as well. So if you are right now higher in needs, downsizing house or cars would probably be the easiest way to reduce those risks, right? I don't think you can really downsize in utilities. $150 in utilities, that sounds reasonable, right? I'm married, so I'm acting like if whatever I spend on my house right now, I split perfectly with my wife. We have one financial account, so we really just pay everything together. But let's say we had to do it half. I do see these being reasonable at the moment, right? Utilities, this is not something I think, unless you have all the car, all your lights, the AC on 24/7, all the TVs, everything on 24/7, I don't think really changing can really affect a good portion of this, right? It'll help you save nice $10, $20, which is great, but it's not going to make a big impact. I think the biggest two things would be downsizing your rent and car. Gas, $100. If you have a V6 or anything bigger than that, that's pretty hard a month, I would say. Debt, $300. Debt would probably be the first thing we want to get rid of, right? Debt is horrible. So paying down debt is great. Groceries, $300. I want to say that's maybe cutting it a little bit tight. That's a lot of chicken, a lot of rice, and probably just bread. Not spending money on crazy amount of food. Personal care, $100. Again, it doesn't seem impossible to me, right? I mean, I'm living it every single day, and I don't think these numbers seem unreasonable. Maybe some of you guys might, but that might be you're spending just too much money or are living in the wrong place. But here I am in New Jersey, right? I do live in New Jersey. So for me, this does not seem unreasonable for a single person. So let's say you can't downsize. You can't downsize your car. You can't downsize your rent. You can't find a roommate. The only other thing you can do is try to find ways to grow your income. You have either ask for a raise, find a new job, find a side hustle, Uber, sell stuff online. There's something out there to help you increase your monthly income. I would say probably Uber would probably be the easiest thing, the fastest way to do it, but that's another stress added, right? So have to find a way to increase your monthly income. Next, we talk about eating out or your wants. Eating out, $200. I mean, if this counts going out to drinks, $200 I feel is a lot eating out. So if you're spending that much money on eating out, it might be time to, start cooking at home. Cooking at home saves money. Entertainment, $200. All right, if you're going out to concerts, if you're going out to movies, if you're going out to whatever, sure. Sounds great. You have to remember, right? If you enjoy doing stuff, budgeting doesn't mean you have to stop. You have to stop going to concerts. You have to stop going out drinking. You have to stop. You just have to be more mindful. You don't have to do it every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? Maybe pick one day a week. Maybe pick only 2 days a week. See whatever meets your budget. Just because you're budgeting doesn't mean you're not having fun, right? So new clothing, $150. Some people might enjoy buying clothes, right? I personally don't. I go to Costco and I can probably buy a whole new outfit for less than $50 and I'll be set for the month, right? Some of you guys might not, but remember, some of you, and this might hurt. This might give me some thumbs down. I'm pretty sure some of you guys are going to hate this. Some of you guys spend over $1,000 on phones, $1,000 on shoes, or a crazy amount on iPhones, on phones, on TVs, but you don't have $1,000 on an investment account. You don't have $1,000 on a savings account. You have to be smart with your choices. No one's going to baby you. No one's going to tell you, nah, you shouldn't spend that $1,000 on credit cards, and really hold your hand. You might hear it from YouTube videos, you might hear it from stuff, but you are the one who has to act on it. You have to be smart. That's on you. That's something only you can do. Then they say about $30 on cable TV. That's all right, right? If maybe you just need Netflix and Hulu, that's what, $25, maybe Spotify in there. So find what you need. You don't need to have every platform. Another great thing, you can share with friends. Hey, cost savings. You have like 3 accounts. Go with 3 different friends and split the cost. That's an easy way. Then they say $750 on your savings. $750, I personally think that's a little bit. I mean, I would want a lot much more than that, but this is a great starting point, right? $750. And that $750 you're going to distribute within savings accounts, within investments account, and paying down more debt. So overall, it does seem pretty straightforward, and this is a great way to start. Now let me talk about why I don't like this plan. Why is the 750 plan, I think the 50-30-20 plan, a plan that once you start budgeting, it's a bad plan to follow. So let's say you meet your 50-30-20 plan, and now you get a raise. If you get a raise, in theory, you're able to spend more money on your house. You're able to spend more money on your car. You're able to spend more money in your needs, right? In utilities. But if you already, let's say you went from $50,000 to $75,000. So in theory, now you have more money to spend on your needs. But you were already living on your needs, right? You were already living on your wants. Maybe now that extra money, and this is what my wife and I do every single time we get a raise, we get new income, we don't increase our cars, we don't increase our house, right? It's not like we're already happy with where we're at. Instead, we put that extra money into our savings account. We put that extra money into investments account. Maybe we put a little bit more onto our wants needs. So eventually that 50-30-20 becomes a whole different story. It might be 40-30-30. Right now we're saving more, we're spending less on needs, and we're still spending the same on wants. So that's why I don't like it, because I feel people are going to just get stuck with these numbers. And this is not a magic number. In theory, what you want to happen, the best scenario would probably be like 10-10-80, right? Having most of your money savings. And that's probably the end goal, is to eventually switch that up into finally getting more into your savings account than anything else you need. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. I am going to be doing a little bit more simple financial videos like this. So let me know in the comments below. I think in the upcoming, I'll do more like introduction into investing, like stock market investing and other ways to make money. So take care, guys. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, the thumbs up, and see you next time.